Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Rimworld with the continuing adventures of Big Useless Steve. Bert is the only one up at the moment and he's I'm pretty certain he's quite happily just, you know, contemplating universe. You know, he's stargazing. I mean, he could have decided to do something useful, but no, stargazing was what he felt would really be the thing to contribute to the colony at the moment, given that we're not growing any food, we've got a lot of trees need chopping down, and all the supplies still need bringing back to the... Oh, he's moved, look, there we go. Bert's now having to lie down somewhere else. He decided the stars would appear better over the other side of the colony. To be fair, I do think he's off duty at the moment. Where's the schedule? No. Bert. Right, where are we? So Bert gets up at 2 a.m, which it is, I assume. 2 hours. Seems about right. 2 a.m. So he does have time to himself for the first 2 hours of the day. What? I'm not running a charity here. We'll allow it. We will allow it. Okay, right. What are you doing, Bert? Right, Bert is first. He's going to go and plunder some food. Potentially put it back in the storehouse, which would be the ideal thing for him to do. But as recommended in the comments last time, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to change up Big Steve's hours. Now, the reason we focus on Big Steve is, firstly, he's big. Secondly, he's flipping useless. Given that the only thing that he's actually prepared to do is, well, sleep, effectively. So here we go, here's Steve here. He will handle animals, he will hunt animals, he'll do art and research. That's it. That's the only thing he'll do. So he's not going to be any good at hauling stuff around, chopping trees, planting crops, anything along those lines. He's just going to... He's a liability, that boy. You know... We'll just have to see how we get on with him. So when there's a dangerous job that comes up, you can be pretty certain that Steve is going to be the one who gets the call. Anyway, the first thing that I'm going to do with you, Steve, is you no longer get to sleep at night. Yeah, right, nighttime hours. We want Steve up and frisking. Largely because if he's going to be hunting for us, and, you know, he decided he wanted a big shooter, so he's got one. But if he's going to be up, we might as well do it at a time when the critters aren't. I'm sure that makes sense somewhere. Right, let's go for 1, 2, 3, 4. Anything. 1, 2. And then you can sleep. So yeah, Steve is rapidly going to find out what being no mates actually means. That should do the trick. If he can be bothered, of course. And, you know, and that's by far from certain. So Bert has started brightly this morning. By actually planting some crops, and I do have some concerns with regard to whether we're going to get the crops that we need to survive. But if previous game experience is anything to go by, we may get some reinforcements before too long, or at least one other person turn up, who hopefully isn't quite so shambolic as who we've got going. Where are you off to, Steve? You're just going to get something to eat, aren't you? Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, that's fine, but it's not going to lead us to success. He's just going to mill about for the rest of the day. Useless fella. Right. Next up, I need to get some kind of workshop set up, not least of all for cooking purposes, because we're going to run out of provisions pretty quickly. Let's get a butcher's table up, at least. Yeah, let's put it in here as a temporary measure. And then some kind of chefing. Electric stove versus a fueled stove. I don't want to use a fueled stove. I want to use an electric stove. which means clearing enough space to get my to get electricity up. Oh, hello. What are you chaps? You're Muffalos. Right you are. I wonder what we can turn them into. Muffalo burger, I would imagine. Right. Yeah, so food is likely to run low pretty soon. And at the moment, I don't have a solution for that because I need both Sandy and Bert prepping me fields. Otherwise, there's going to be, you know, all manner of drama. Likewise, I really ought to get this lot not forbidden. Yeah, they can be interacted with. What I'd like you to interact with is I'd like you to interact them into the storage area. You know, rather than a bit of al fresco MRE snacking, get them in the bunker, such as it is, given that it's made of wood. Structure, right? Let's get some wood. There we go. More structure built, I think. What do we think? What do we think? I think we'll go something like that. And then this. So I'm going to use, I mean, while we have this rocky outcropping just kind of sat there, we'll make use of that as a, make sure we're not making it out of steel. No, I want a wooden door. No. Okay, oh no, it's defaulted to wood. Okay, that's fine. Let's bang it in there. There we go. And we'll put a dining table and a research counter, because you know Steve will also do research. I mean, you know, he'd rather just be sat around doing nothing. But I mean, if we're going to have to feed the ingrate, then we could at least get some use out of him. And then with this lot, well, done or approaching done, I think we'll then pursue getting some power up. What have we got here? Limestone. So yeah, so what I'm thinking is I'll square this off here, and I mean that's a stockpile zone, right? Okay, fine, good. So what's the what are the settings for this stockpile zone here? Chunks. Let's put chunks in there as well. Let's stick the works in there right now. But yeah, we'll move the butchery counter at some point and get that somewhere. Yeah, Steve, go and have a crack at that. Go on, go take it on, Steve. Steve. Good. There we go. Yeah. Taking no prisoners. Oh yeah. Steve has a plan. Look at that. Beautiful work. They call him Steve the Long Shot. Oh, hello. What have we got here? What are you? This is steel. We need this. There you go. So unfreeze that. Because the other thing is that, you know, there are bits of the ship lying around the place and we haven't picked them up yet. So far, it is jolly quiet. In fact, we haven't even had neighbours swing by, which is unusual. Where are we? Day something. Day. Oh, day 2. Okay, fine. Maybe we'll get some interlopers later on today. Good job there, Bert. Bert's really applying himself to this. This. We need a meal source. Yeah, I know that. I built a stove, a campfire, or a nutrient dispenser. Well, I can't help but think that that's going to prove challenge. Here's your production, surely. Simple wood-fueled stove. All right. Well, we're going to have to, I think, because I'm nowhere near. And this is as a result of only having 2 functioning colonists. Yeah. Okay, and built. Right, butcher creatures. Do 5 times. No, do until we have 5 in the butchery. Cannot have a target count because it has multiple or unpredictable products. Alright, well, just do until we have 2. No? Why not? Now, I think it's a little early for us to be thinking cannibalism. Do X times. No, not suspended. Take to best stockpile. Yes. Take to best stockpile. Animal corpses. Yes. Okay, well that, I mean, that would appear to give me a relatively suitable amount of control over things, but in fact, just do it forever. There you go. While there is stuff to butcher, somebody should butcher it. In fact, that's already been happening. Look, we got 61 muffalo meat. Now, I just need a means of cooking them. Hello there. Cook simple meals. Let's do until I have. Let's not get carried away. Do until we've got 10 in stock. There we go. Good. Do you need anything else from me here? What's this one? S. Suspended. Oh, good. Right. Smashing. Now, let's assign someone to that who is going to do a good job at not poisoning the entire town. I'm gonna say town is very much a theoretical term at this point. We're going to teach Bert how to be a chef. All right, fine. Bert, when you get a feel for it, go and cook up some snacks, would you? That would be good. We got keep an eye on alerts. I am keeping an eye on alerts. Forbidding doors. Okay, cover and shooting. Yes. Now this is something that may have come in useful last time around. Is actually providing some cover for my people. But when it came down to it, we died heroically last time around because they kind of set us on fire, and I got a little bit carried away. Right, Marjot and Amaya have come to say howdy, and they also have something to trade. That's nice. Let's send out the welcome wagon. Steve, go over here. Steve, go over here and say hello. So, as a noble, Steve should be well versed in getting good bang for buck from a trade negotiation. So let's see how we end up here. Lavish meals. They have 2. We don't. Positive numbers buy. Negative numbers sell. Yeah, you see, I don't know. Right, we've got muffalo meat, and they don't want it. They have a minigun. Right. Thank you. So, if we buy the minigun, it's going to cost us 2 grand. Now, obviously, I haven't got that. What's Mallory block? A drug for blocking malaria. We'll get away without it. $40 for a meal? No. What's Go Juice? Gimme. Synthetic combat drug. Again, I don't think we need it. I don't think they're offering anything we don't particularly. I don't need anything. No. No, you're not selling me anything I want. Steve will now escort you from the premises. Perhaps you would like to join the team. As tempting as it is to, knock them out, lock them in a room, at the moment I don't have a room to lock them in. So there is that. There we go. Let's start work on room 2 here, or finish work on room 2 maybe. Right, what's going on here? You need some fuel. Get some fuel. Here is fuel. Get some. Put fuel in stove, cook food, everybody happy. In fact, what I'm going to do now is, since Bert is going to be our chef, I'm going to take him off everything else for the moment. Yeah. Clean. No, that's okay. You can still do cleaning. I'm not particularly keen on you being the doctor, but that'll be fine. Right, Bert's asleep, Sandy's asleep, and his Steveness is just hanging around. Yeah, shoot this fox. Steve, shoot the fox. I want fox burgers. It goes great with muffalo, last I heard. There we go. See, he's got the scent. This is quite a resilient fox. Oh, hello. The fox was coming for revenge. Oh, the fox is still alive. Steve's bottled it. Steve, you big wuss. Come here. Shoot the fox. Hey, who are you shooting at? Are you shooting at me or are you shooting at the fox? You were shot by Big Steve. That's problematic. Because that's a visiting dignitary there, Steve. Right, just stab it to death. Now, I don't know if Amaya there was trying to help or not, but Steve ended up getting shot in the process. Go have a lie down, Steve. You're a disaster, mate. I think that's relatively safe to say. There we go. So, you know, Bert's patched you up. Bert's the only trustworthy person in the entire place. Bert, I need you to whip up some food here, sunshine. Sandy's having a lie down. I'm going at high pace for the moment, just to get stuff done. That's it. Yep, grab some wood. Stick it in the furnace. There you go. Yes. What are you making here? Oh, Big Steve thinks that we should give the community a name. What should it be called? I don't know. Well, I think no chance. How about without the caps lock on? There we go. No chance. I mean, that might sound as though, I have very little faith in the survivability of my people. And that's because I have very little faith in their ability to survive. That said, we have at least got food sorted. How you doing for fuel? 35 of 50. Well, that's something. Alright, let's ease it back down again. Okay, well look, that's effective. We've got some food in now. What have we got? 7. Bert's doing his job very nicely. With a bit of luck, he'll develop some skills which will result in further improvement. Likewise, I'm going to get some of this mined out. Or maybe I'm being a little grandiose at this stage, but zone area. No, it's orders. That's what we want. Mine. There we go. Yeah, and that, and this, and that, and that, and this, and that, and that. There we go. Don't want to do too much. I wanted to make sure I've got a bit of stone in place. Just, should the need arise. Steel's in the house. We've got some fox skin. Good. Which means that soonish we can actually start thinking about getting some warm weather clothing on the go. It's spring and we only need to be ready by winter. But, I think that's going to be helpful, at least. Harvest. So we are. I've spoken of both Steve excessively and Bert, but perhaps more attention should be given to Sandy. Oh, hello. What's this? There's a mad animal. Show me this mad animal. A local tortoise has gone mad. It will attack everyone it sees. Well, let's hope we can outrun it. Where are we? Local tortoise. Bert, what are you doing? You're carrying a rock. Where is this tortoise? How local are we talking about here? Alright, let's see if it can turn up. If anybody sees some kind of, you know, rampant frothing tortoise kicking around, do yet let me know. I'll set Steve on it. That's what he's paid for. No, should have pressed the go to location button, shouldn't I? That's what I should have done there. There's a geyser there. Now I wonder how you can you, is it possible to harness the power of a geyser with some kind of steam turbine kind of deal that oh, here we go. Tortoise is in pain. It's a manhunter. Well, it is coming in. You know, it's going to arrive sometime soon. In fact, if we go up to high speed here, we'll watch the progress. Steve's just tamed a doe. Steve, it's coming right for you, man. Don't run from it. Kill it. Steve, show it who's boss. Yeah. Take it down, Steve. No, you missed again. Take your time. Oh, dead shot there. Splendid. Nice work, Steve. Get back to work. Right, now, if you've tamed a doe, which you've called Doe 1, right, and I think a more catchy name is pending there. Training, no. Needs, no. Health, no. No. Information, Doe 1. Oh, really? You're not going to let me rename it? That seems a bit unfair. Doe 1 has spent 2.8 hours as a colonist. Good. Right, well, in which case I probably possibly ought to assign some kind of animal housing area. What does that look like? Housing for animals. Crafting spot. No, it's not one of those. Animal sleeping area. There we go. Here you go. You can sleep next to the slaughter table. Right, I'm sure you'll feel absolutely dandy about that. Likewise, since we've got a doe, let's see about getting a stag as well, a buck. That will either work well or it won't. Anyway, Steve is assigned. Steve's on the case. In Steve we trust. And so forth. Right, we've got food. We've got wood. We've got a lot of wood. We have the ability to cook. We've got some steel. We've got some limestone. Things are looking reasonably good. I did not think that we would be around very long, given that 1/3 of our colonists is a waste of space. There you go. We've got a domesticated deer kicking around. Are we sure we can't name it? It would be really good if we could. You know, then I could give it some kind of ridiculous comedy name. Just don't eat all of my, you know, survival foods for the winter, if you'd be so kind. Living next to Peter, the Yorkshire Terrier. Hello, what? I got an idle colonist. Who's idle? Steve, you do surprise me. Right, okay, what's my next trick? Next trick, let's get some furnishings up in here. Slow the game back down again. Let's get a research centre up so that Steve can do something practical with his time. For those times where, you know, he isn't being practical. No, that wasn't it. Did that. And then, there you go, let's rotate. Yeah, in here? Yeah, okay, good. Right, likewise, we also want a table, because people do get jolly upset by not being able to eat food at a table. And then we'll have some dining chairs. 60 for a chair? That seems a bit expensive. We'll just do 3 for now. Let's not get carried away. Right, good. Yes. I'm relatively happy with that. Anyway, that will wrap us up for this time around. Well, surprisingly, progress has been made. Assigning Bert onto naught but food preparation appears to have done a sterling job at getting us under control. However, let's put him on plant cut as well, because then we can focus on getting a few more trees harvested, given that we are going through the wood right now, and the next goal is definitely going to be electricity, and the harvesting thereof. What I don't see is wind direction, so I guess it's just going to be a case of making sure there's sufficient blast area around the outside of said turbine in order to get the power coming in. So there we go. Yes, join in next time, and we'll see about getting some power up and running. Sandy's building a table. I've been Colonel Failure. Please subscribe to this channel if you would like to see more. Oh, hell, subscribe him if you don't want to see more. Yeah, subscribing is just a thing. Likewise, chuck us a like if you would be so kind, if you enjoyed this episode, and I'll be back very soon with more of the same. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.